Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh yeah.
And we're live. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey, what's up, guys? That's John Lutmer here from Detest the Throne. Unfortunately, my other band members could not make it tonight. So we have Raymond Engel that plays guitar, Chris Reeves that plays guitar, Dylan Foltz that plays drums, and Aaliyah Willer that plays bass. So I know Tyler. Hey, Tyler. So yeah, I'm just excited to be here and excited to get to talk and talk metal with you guys. So right on.
All right. So sorry if if you can hear noise in the background. I really apologize about that. I'm working on getting this camera straightened out too. So
that's fine. So introduce yourself to everybody.
All right. Well, I'm Tyler Owens. I play in the band Black Market Currency. I also do a lot of networking with a lot of bands on Facebook. I do a little, I do all the booking and stuff for our shows. I'm real happy to be here, man. I'm a big fan of this guy's work here too. Detest the Throne's the shit. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Let's jump into it, man. This is about the third time I've been on your podcast, so I really appreciate you having me again.
No problem.
Same to you as well, man. Love you guys, man.
All right, so I'm going to start off with a hard question, and then we'll just get into everything else. I ask this every episode, and this is not musically, this is personally.
Okay.
What do you want to leave as your legacy?
I just want people to know, the message that all I'm trying to get across is, as far as my legacy goes, is just be a really good person in life. Have some morals, have some ethics, and when I'm no longer in this world anymore, people can sit there and talk about me and have a smile on their face and be able to laugh and talk and say he was a really funny guy, he was a really good guy, and he was very passionate about what he does in life and everything that he does. So yeah.
Oh, you take the next question.
You want, dude? I actually like your answer, man. It's kind of similar to what I'm about to talk about here, but
okay.
My legacy, I want to show people that generational curses can be broken. I really and I think positivity is a thing that people need in this world, and that right now more than ever. Not only that, but community and family, the feeling of being part of something. And all I hope is that all of my followers that are together, is when I'm long gone, I hope they can all hang out and be friends and be like a family with each other. If that's one thing I want to leave behind, I just want to leave that feeling of let's break the ice and be like family. I mean, so you know what I'm saying?
So since you're both in the industry, what would the best advice you could give somebody that is coming up now?
Tyler, you want to go first?
Sure. All right.
Okay.
The first thing I would say is don't be discouraged when you play a few shows and there's only 5 to 10 people show up. Okay. And then there's a whole lot of hurt that goes along with becoming successful and getting to where you can start selling more tickets in the venues. And I'll tell you one thing that is the biggest thing for me is having communion with other bands. I shout out other bands. I work with other bands, and and there's no fear toward each other at all. It's all love. So when, I feel like we all kind of empower each other in a way, and it may not be that way everywhere, but I know with me and the bands that I mess with, you got to have good good friends. And also, like, I totally forgot what I was about to say. Hey, John, you want to go ahead and jump in there and tell us what you think, man?
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, like, the biggest thing I can say to up and coming musicians that are coming up with their bands is make sure that when you guys get a band together, don't just play in a band together and practice together. Go hang out together, develop a friendship together. Go to a restaurant, go wherever together, and hang out, because that camaraderie and the morale that you build with your bandmates is very, very crucial when you're trying to play with 4 or 5 other band members, or if you're 3-piece, same thing. But like, you have to develop that friendship and that camaraderie with your bandmates. If you don't, then it's just you're playing with strangers basically, and you only see them at practice, and it shows. And it doesn't. You can't tell when you're on stage that you're a unit. You have to look like a unit when you're on stage. And our bandmates, Detest the Throne, we hang out. We do a lot of stuff together. We don't just practice together. We talk all the time, hang out all the time. And then if you get frustrated and you have to go through 7, 8, 9 different lineups and band members switch outs, it's okay. It's part of being in a band. And sometimes you're not going to gel all the time. The other last thing I'll say is be open-minded. And when I say that, be open to suggestion. If you're a guitarist and you're closed off and you're closed-minded, you're not going to be able to and you have a my way or highway mentality, it's not going to work. Everybody, a drummer, vocalist, whoever, bass player, that we all have to be open-minded to take suggestion from each other when you're writing a song, when you're doing anything as a band together, booking shows, merch, whatever it is. Just be open-minded. If you're not, it's not going to work.
Hey, I want to say I totally agree with everything you just said there, dude. Me and my guys are like best friends. That was a fantastic answer, bro. So I actually agreed with like every word of it, and I think to add to that, having that brotherly love as opposed to playing with strangers, you're going to be able to tell the bands that are authentically in this because they have a care for each other, and they're really just locking arms, getting stronger together, or the guys that are just kind of in a project because they just want to play their instruments that they spent $10,000 on. So, and you can authenticity shines through. So always be authentic with each other and be open to criticism, because me and my guys are super critical with each other, but it's in a very healthy way. So
I don't want to keep like trying to caveat. The last thing I'll say is, when you're playing these shows, like you said, 5-10 people, don't get upset. It happens. But when you're playing these shows, the fans are the most important people out there. So when you're there, you just be approachable, be personable. Like, go up to your fans, go up to other bands and talk to them too. Talk to everybody that you can, because if you're not open and friendly and you just keep that closed off, I'm not going to talk to anybody. Even if you're an introvert and it's hard for you to talk to people, you have to go talk to people, because it's making people feel like they are a family. And I just read Andra's, was it Andrew? I'm sorry, somebody made a comment about it's about being a family. So, and it is. It's about being a big metal family together and enjoying the fans, the bands, the whole experience when you're playing.
So this one's going to be kind of hard. If you can pick one song to describe you as a person, what song would that be?
Ooh, wow, that is a rough one. I would have to say, if any song that describes me as a person, I would have to say that it's "Walk with Me in Hell" by Lamb of God. And the reason I say that is because I've had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations in my life, just like I'm sure all of you guys have too.
Yeah.
But I used to serve. I was in the military for a long time, and I was in Helmand Province, and that song stuck true with me, because that was walking in hell, walking through Helmand Province, and it really defines me as a man now, because I didn't grow up and I didn't become a real man until I was getting out of the military, and for me that was the biggest thing, was to learn myself. And man, I have been through hell. I have been through a lot, but it's what makes me who I am today. And if I stay resilient and stay positive and just keep going and keep pushing through in life, that I can do anything. So I would say Walk With Me in Hell by Lamb of God for sure.
Okay. So it's kind of a follow-up question with that.
A fucking chef's kiss answer right there, dude. That's I like that.
Thanks, man.
Geez, that's great. And respect for serving in the military, man. Thank you for your service, for real.
Appreciate it.
I have a lot of songs, but I guess if I had to say one, it's actually not a metal song. It's by the artist NF. The song "Real,"
Yeah.
dude. Well, I mean, honestly, any of that guy's music, that guy
he's really good.
he has molded me and shaped me as an artist and a person with his words. And dude, I know, like last year when I was working this shitty job, raising a family, going through a lot of things and stuff. I leaned on to the lyrics of be a good person, fight through this pain. Like, don't, because life is gonna punch you in the face 1,000 times, but you got to keep getting up, keep getting up, keep getting up. As long as there's breath in your body, you got to keep fighting. Mm-hmm. And you got to, not only that, but you got to maintain a purpose. You got to keep pushing for what is right. Mm-hmm. And there are going to be people in this world that tell you, I mean, I understand there's a lot of perspective in life, but I believe there is still a way to always do what's right, and yeah,
right on.
It's a long-winded answer, but that's the best way I know how to answer. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree, man.
All right, so this is going to be fun for both of you. 2-day festival. First day is female fronted. Second day is, I want to use local, but there has to be a better term for that. But people in your area.
Mm-hmm.
I can answer this one right away.
I'm saying 5 on each.
So if it's got to be a girl fronted band, The Enemy Within, Ariana, Newkirk. Okay. I like them. And as far as locals, I could name 5 of them if you want me to.
No, so it's one day is just female fronted. Second day is local.
Oh, okay. All right. The Coursing, first of all, rocking that shirt. I like Detest the Throne too. Annabelle Lee. Let's see. I'm trying because there's really so many. Oh, dude, I got to shout out Fear Illusion. They're badass as hell. And like, there's a lot of great artists on creative music management too. I work with a lot of their artists. So like, it's kind of like when sometimes I'll just reach out to Missy Wood and I'll be like, pick a band out of the hat. and she'll give me a list of like 10 bands and all of them have been good and fun to work with. Like,
that's pretty fun, right? I should have worked when I was younger.
Yeah. So, hey, what's your answer, John?
I'd say, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I've been friends with the Blackwater Drowning for over 20 years. I've known Aria and Jeremy for a long time, but Morgan just kicks butt. She's awesome.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of history there. I used to play in new metal bands back when I was in my 20s, so I played with Aria for a long time. But then I guess for the 5 bands for the second day, I would probably go with obviously Black Market Currency because I love you guys to death. Um, until they bleed, Fractured Frames, um, probably Regions is really good, and then the last band I'd probably have to say Homicide. I don't know if you guys have got into Homicide, but those guys are amazing.
Oh yeah. Hey, and
Not yet.
there's so many bands that are awesome, and I
Yeah.
hate that I couldn't just name them all off right off the top of my head. But yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of bands. There's a lot of good bands too.
yeah.
So, out of all the music that you produced right now, what was the most emotional song for you to put out?
I think this new single that we're getting ready to put out, "The Last Hour of Regret," is we're releasing it this month. That was the most emotional, hardest song that I've written because it's all real life based, off of my experiences and going to war and losing brothers in combat and losing brothers to suicide. But the song is a really resilient, positive song. It has a really good outcome at the end of the song. But it's basically just saying, this is my last hour of regret, and I'm not going to keep looking back at my past and dwelling in it and being depressed about it and going down rabbit holes. But I want to look forward and I want to move on with my life because I don't know, the last day I'm going to have on this earth. So I'm going to stop regretting. I'm going to have a good time every day, live it like it's my last, and live it to the fullest. But for that song, it's really a suicide awareness song too, because I know there's a lot of people that struggle with those thoughts sometimes. So whenever I introduced it on stage, I always say that, hey, this goes out for suicide awareness. Anybody that's going through it, I've lost people. I know you have too.
Yeah.
Instead of us having to go to a funeral next week, talk to somebody, tell us if something's going on with you. So that's a really personal one for me.
And so um so the one song that has been kind of emotional for me. Well, I guess we have some songs that haven't been released yet that we're working on, but I don't want to spoil any names or anything like that. We're still this stuff is still under wraps. But as far as the stuff we've already produced and released,
Yeah.
the song "Abomination" was a real heavy hitter for me, and it's available on Spotify. But it talks about the rapture and the Armageddon and the apocalypse, and basically like after seeing these last 2 years, in 3 years, whatever, with COVID and numerous lockdowns, all kind of things, like I started thinking more. I started getting more into the concepts of God and Jesus, and like so that song it goes hard for me. Uh, Plus, it's really fast paced and fun, and I just love it. So I'm able to like unleash some of my demons for that song, and it's super fun. Oh, and by the way, your song, "My Darkest Hour," I
Yeah.
I remember y'all playing that at the Carolina Headbangers Ball this last year.
Mm-hmm.
That was super badass. But yeah. Anyway, you can go on to the next question. I'm just conversating.
And we lost him for a second.
Okay.
Well, he
Hey,
went black.
can I?
Okay,
Sorry.
he's back.
Okay.
Someone
okay.
called. Someone tried to call in.
Okay.
This shit's going great, man. It's a great
Yeah,
podcast.
I just got to know how to
Thank you.
learn how to lead you. Like, oh, what about you?
So, if you could pick one thing in the industry that you could change at this moment, what would it be? have about 5.
Probably I would change just the label to artist, like them being so dominant over the artist, and this is how you're going to do it. This is what you're going to do. I guess that would be freedom of, you're being an artist, having more freedom. If you do sign on with a bigger label, you're more prone to having to do what they say and the sound that they want and things like that. So I think that's why I see a lot of bands nowadays are not even signing to labels anymore. They're doing everything on their own and doing it themselves because they want that freedom to do that. So, I mean, Shadow of Intent is a huge example of that. They're one of my favorite bands. They're not signed to the label. I watched a whole podcast, the Chris Garza podcast, and Ben Dorr basically just said, or not Ben Dorr, Chris Wiseman, you know, I hate seeing my friends, my fellow artists, fellow bands, and they're talking about how they just got 20% taken off of a check. We don't have that problem. We get all our money. We get everything. We don't have to deal with a label. So I think probably labels taking too much money and then taking the freedom away from artists, I guess. What about you, Tyler?
And well, and kind of to the same effect, I think there should be certain ways that this could be unionized in levels. You know what I'm saying? I think instead of signing one band for $20 million, you could go sign a few bands and give them a year contract, give them a chance to see what they can do with that money and opportunity for a year or so. See what they can do in the studio. See what they can do. I'm saying the industry needs to take a little more risk at finding talent and get out there. And because I know if I'm seeing, like, I could name 20 acts that just blew me away in the last year. One of them being The Coursing. I have no idea how a record company hasn't already been like, come here. But, you know, I think these record companies, they sign a lot of self-indulgent garbage, and they're trying to sell, an image. And for those that don't fit in that box, it's kind of hard to get like ahead. However, that's why a lot of us are staying independent. I know we're independent. Where, you know, everything we do, as a matter of fact, like our music video was shot, produced, and we put all that together. We mixed, mastered. We did all the slamming of the drum tracks. I played them on the kit, and then, you know, it was okay. It took a long time. So, but what kind of results would we have been able to accomplish if someone would have said, I'm going to give you guys a year and $100,000 and see what you could do with it? You know, if more record companies would do that, I feel like we could see some huge changes. But now that may be happening maybe I'm just waiting on my time, and that's fine. You know, I know I'm standing in a line that is full of very talented people, and I'm okay being independent. I'm totally fine with it. So
what's your feeling about pay to play?
Pay to play. I will say this. The reason they do pay to play is to see if you can sell the tickets. And I kind of understand that. The one thing that I want to speak out against is merch cuts. Those people don't pay for that merch. They don't make that merch. You know, if you want to tell me I have to sell 20 tickets, 30 tickets, that's one thing. And I can bring you that money, and I agree to that. However, if you asking for merch cuts on top of that, I just feel like that's a little sleazy. But hey, you know, like, I'm not the end all be all opinion on that. I understand the industry works how it works. I just don't think that's all right, you know. But what do you think, John?
I think it's situational. So, like, if it's like a buy-on for a big festival or something like that, if it's something that, you know, your band's going to get a bunch of exposure, I'm for it, man. I mean, like if it's 12, 1,500, 2,000, whatever the buy-on is to get that slot.
Yeah.
And the band has it at the time, and we all agree to it. Like, dude, we're going to open up for these big bands, and there's going to be, X amount of people there, and it. Then I think it's a good thing. A good thing. The exposure at that point is really the main thing, is to get as much exposure as you can. But now, like the ticket selling, I think is kind of a little, kind of a mixed area, gray area, because sometimes the promoters, the booking agents are not clear on what they want you to do. Or at one time, I didn't even get sent tickets. They told me that they told me to send people to a will call, and I'm like, nobody's going to want to buy off me because you didn't even give me any paper tickets. So I think it is situational though. But if it's a buy on and it's going to help your band out a lot with the exposure, go for it, man. I'm all about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to that same effect, some bands cost a lot to set up. Like for instance, Slipknot, I know they have to have like $250,000, at least $250,000, if not already $1 million, every time they get on stage with their stage production. So if I could pay $5,000 and open up or $10,000 and open up for Slipknot, like if I had the money to do it, absolutely. So I think there's just it's situational, That makes good sense.
It's just like Missy. I just read her comment. It is a double-edged sword because there's pros and cons to it for sure.
Sure, and I think some people take advantage of that system, but like that's for us as the bands to have some discretion and have some transparency. You have to know how to conduct yourself, and more importantly, I've heard, like being in a band, you have to learn to be a businessman too. I mean, I learned that from watching Gene Simmons. Like that dude is smart with his money. And I mean, as long as you're smart in your business aspect and don't allow yourself to get like completely trampled, you can do it. But
I mean, and the last thing I'll say on it is that the big main tour band, or however many bands are on that tour that are big bands, and people are going to come because they're playing. It kind of doesn't make sense to me to sell tickets when that name is already selling, and it's going to sell out anyway, or be close to sell out. Like we opened up for Attila, and it was almost sold out. We didn't need to sell tickets, but I'm sure there is a reason why they want us to, but there was really no need for it. So
yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, it makes perfect sense, man.
So this is kind of you can have fun with this question. Last Supper scenario, who's your 12?
What do you mean, like bands?
No. Meaning it can be fictional characters, it could be live or dead, it could be cartoons.
Okay, I got you.
Just have 12 people and 12 people and one female.
Okay.
Well, that would be the first 4 people would be my wife and my 3 children. That's and I mean, I'm sure like my boy Brent in Black Market Currency, he's like my boy. Billy's my best friend too. Like my friend Sage, my boy Brett. I really enjoy hanging out with Dylan Sheets from the Coursing. That dude's pretty fucking cool. Daniel Strasberg from The Enemy Within. That dude's funny as hell to be around. And there's so many people that are just cool as hell to be around that I could pick. But what do you think, John?
So I was gonna say, as far as like influences and people that are big ones that are in my life, definitely my mom and my dad for sure. I was fortunate enough to have both parents be married, for as long as they have been and were. So they're very influential in my life. My my kids, of course, like you were saying, definitely have 4 beautiful children, and I'm blessed to have them. Um, but if I could go that helped me with writing style, I would probably say Johnny Cash is a huge influence on me. Edgar Allan Poe is a really big influence on me because I love poetry and I love writing it as far as being a vocalist. And then probably uh, Trevor Sturnod from the Black Dahlia Murder, rest his soul. Um, those 3 guys is literally the way I write a song. So those I can't like thank them enough for what they've done to influence my life. Raymond, my guitarist and my best friend, Chris, my other guitarist and best friend, and Dylan, my drummer, and Aaliyah. They're like the band of Detest the Throne. They're really big, a big help to trying to like steer this band and try to do things. If it wasn't for them, I mean, I wouldn't be anything without the band. So definitely got to give props to them. And then people in the scene that I really look up to, I got to say David from Phil. That guy he's one of my mentors. Also, Jay from Lust of Decay is another mentor of mine. That is helping me to learn how to book and how to like, figure things out, how to talk to, people that I'm like, man, this is too much, like I can't understand how a band manager would do all the, like, have to go through all this stuff because it is hard. Sometimes it can be hard if you don't write your things down, you don't write stuff down. So just those people, yeah, all those people that I just named off are very big influences, and I'm happy that they are a part of my life for sure.
Since we're halfway through, I'm gonna let you flip it on me. You can ask me anything now.
Okay,
I got
Tyler,
one.
you got one, Tyler?
Yeah, I watched the movie Casino the other day, and I
Great movie.
noticed. Yeah, dude. That ending blew me the fuck away, straight up. I almost had nightmares from that shit. And so it turns out the story in the end where Joe Pesci gets killed is based on a true story, and one of those guys has a last name of Rosenthal.
Okay.
Are you related? Do you know? And if you can't say I can't say.
I honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would have to look into that.
Yeah.
But I will get back to you on that at some point.
What band got you into metal? Like when you were growing up?
Like I'm saying,
like what band was you like, man, oh my God, this is awesome. I have to get into this. I have to check this out.
I was more into, what do you call it? Like we all had the rap phase, but I was more into, what do you call it? Grunge, 90s.
Yeah, grunge. I love grunge.
Oh, like,
You want to get in on this, Chris?
Like metal.
Okay.
Like metal. I'm a huge Korn fan, so like it. So I mean, yeah, like of course we all listen to Metallica and Megadeth, and
that's how I got started. Megadeth and Metallica.
Yeah.
Like I was always all over the place, but my first CD ever was Pearl Jam 10. So like I was literally, and tape, like I'm saying, to buy.
Right on. Are you into? Gonna ask. Are you into movies at all? Like, are you a big movie fan, or like
No,
as far as like?
I mean, not really. Like I
what
do
are you
like
into?
I do like comedy, but and some drama, but I have music on all day long. I can't go without. I'm not a TV person. There's some shows I'll watch, but like not
Right.
really. I'd rather have music on.
I hear you. That's awesome.
I'm a movie nerd a little bit. I like movies and all kind of stuff.
Same. I'm a big movie nerd.
I love gangster movies. Like I've just realized that I'm going back. I just got the Showtime thing with Paramount Plus, and if this video goes viral, they should totally give me a month for free. I mean, I'm just saying, or something, you know. But I got the Showtime thing, and I've been watching like all the great movies from the '90s and like the '80s and the '70s. Dude, some of those movies were just incredible back then. It's really edgy, and it's crazy that some of it was like really ahead of its time. But anyway, enough of me talking.
Got anything else for him, Tyler?
Let's see.
If I do that, right?
In all your podcasting days,
Okay.
who's been your favorite people to podcast with?
How's work?
I've loved every interview I've done, but I'm gonna have to say Stillwell was one of the memorable because we talked all business. Well, it's not all business, but I've learned a lot from that interview.
Oh yeah.
I've never even heard of them, so I don't know who they are.
Okay, they're it's Mr. Q, Fieldy from Korn. The drummer is from POD.
Oh wow! So that's
So
yeah,
it was it was. I had Mr. Q. It was me, Mr. Q, and and Fieldy.
Nice. That's
was
pretty
about
awesome.
I'm gonna say a year, maybe 2 years ago.
Right on.
Nice.
I'm about 316 deep in interviews.
Wow.
Oh wow,
Okay.
dude. That's pretty cool, man. I think we got quite a few people on Facebook watching right now.
Yeah.
I know my reach. I don't want to like brag on this or anything, but like Facebook has really been doing pretty well for me lately, and we've been able to reach a lot of people. I know in the month of November, and we haven't released these numbers, told anybody, but in the month of November to December, we actually reached over 130,000 people with our post collectively throughout the month. And so
awesome.
it was just memes going 10,000 here, 20,000 there, 20,000 there, and like it collectively went up. And I'm gonna tell all the bands a little secret here, okay? If you promote your band and you just keep steadily posting, interact with your audience. You know, you need to, like, when they say stuff, like their comments. Go comment back with them. Like, you know, if people feel connected to you, they're gonna return back to your content. And that'll help you a lot in getting shows and doing things like that. So I know I didn't add that in earlier, but yeah. All right.
Do you want to say
sorry, I don't mean to keep dragging it out. I know we're about 40 minutes in.
You're good.
But
this is Chris just showed up, so Chris wanted to say what's up.
What's up, dog?
What's going on?
They said what's going on. No, what happened?
Yo, hey, and also I want to shout out one of my comedian friends. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Everything's fine.
Okay. I was going to shout out one of my comedian friends, Chris Wilson and Luke Harris. Their podcast, Dressed to Depress. That shit is so funny, bro. I was listening to it last week, and you know, I know it's not band related or anything, but if you like comedy podcasts, go check that out. That shit was hilarious.
Right on.
You want to?
Did you want us to keep firing away questions or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
We have some time left.
All right. So you've been doing podcasts for a while now, and you already mentioned one of your favorite bands to interview. What got you into doing podcasts? What was like, oh, I feel like that's something that I could get interested in and start doing, and like, talking and putting questions together and putting interviews together. Like, what got you really interested in that?
It was actually a conversation at a karaoke bar.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's awesome.
It was, I think, I can't. The bar's not there anymore. But yeah, my friend Tony, we were supposed to do it together. That never worked out because of timing and whatever. Started with somebody else, and I'm here almost 5 years later.
Oh shit!
That's awesome.
Oh, phone died.
Like I used to run home every night to watch Matt Pinfield and
I love Matt.
and Headbangers Ball and fight with the older brother for the remote and
Ricky Rackman.
Ricky Rackman. I'm actually probably going to see him in a couple of weeks. He's doing I think a Q&A or a live something.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he just froze.
Yeah, I think Tyler just froze.
All right, we'll leave him there. It's fine. No, figured to give it a shot, see what happened. We're at actually 896 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by March.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. Like I was at 901 and then I woke up this morning and no. So like I don't know if they maybe they think there's bots or something and it just yeah, that's the goal for this year is to get to 1,000 so I can get monetized.
Oh, that's awesome.
And honestly, once I get to 1,000, I am going to do another giveaway.
Cool, man. That's awesome. Right on.
This time around, it's going to be a mystery box.
Sweet.
Like, of course, it's going to be music related, but
yeah.
It might be one of my merch items, one of yours, somebody else's.
Right on.
I could put a ukulele in there. We'll see what happens.
I mean, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like I
a shirt, t-shirt.
Like I've done the concert ticket giveaway before, and people don't know how to read directions correctly, so it is what it is. or message me the day before that they can't go, so now I'm stuck with 2 tickets. Because I have no, I was able to give them to other people, but I'm saying in general, like how Ticketmaster and all of these other places are, you can't transfer over tickets like that. Really, it depends on who you use.
Right.
So it's I'm just trying to figure out new things and try to get trying to get I just don't do music. Like I could have a comedian on and everything else.
Yeah, it's fun to get different people on and talk about whatever, like under the sun. No, I haven't.
So this is a good question for both of you.
Oh, it's
Freaky Friday scenario. Which band member you wouldn't want to be for a day?
Like in our band?
Yes.
Raymond. Oh man, I would not. Yeah, I would not want to be Raymond at all. Like that, he hit it on the head. Oh yeah.
No.
So Raymond is. I mean, you've seen Raymond. He's 6'1", 240 pounds. He's a big guy. But like, we go get ready to play, and right before, it's always like 10, 15 minutes before. It's like clockwork. He's in the bathroom. He's puking. His nerves are shot.
Really?
And he's very, very. I mean, both of them, Chris and Raymond, are like huge perfectionists when they get ready to go on stage. But they both have their different preparations before they go on. So that's Raymond's preparation, not to like call him out. Yeah, that's his passion. That's like he has to do that in order to have a good show, or he's not going to have a good show.
Most people are ready to go on stage and play 5 minutes before we go up there.
Yeah.
Like if you was an outsider.
So do you have anything that you have to do before you go on stage?
Do you have something that you do like a thing that you
just
tradition?
Make sure everything's working
I usually just clear my throat a lot and then like get all the spit out, like loogies and stuff if I have it, like, and then I'll probably sing clean vocals for like 10 or 20 minutes and then start screaming right after that. Like I don't try to scream a lot before I go on stage, but I'll do it a little bit to get my voice ready and do warm-ups. But other than that, I was trying to start this tradition, but with the band members, to buy them a shot before every show and give them a shot. And Raymond doesn't do shots. And then, so it's like, well, it's kind of you don't have to like do a shot all the time, but just do it for the show, So like, that's what I was trying to start up, but have not been successful with that.
starting a new just like no others on it. See how it goes. And throwing this next play and never learn again.
And he's back.
Okay. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, my phone died. Sorry about that.
Okay. So, so what do you do to protect your voice when you're on tour?
Really, it's
there's so many remedies and so many things.
I mean, I do a lot of cough drops. I do that like just to soothe my throat, soothe my voice a little bit. I mean, we haven't really done a tour yet. We've done a couple of days, 2 or 3 days where we're out, but even then, it's like I don't really have an issue with anything as far as like yeah, I got to drink a lot of water and then basically just make sure I'm warmed up right before showtime. But I guess remedy wise, I would say I've tried to cut out the carbonation before going on. Drinking like alcohol, especially with carbonation in it. Alcohol in general, trying to like just maybe a drink or two before I go on stage, and that's about it. Not, and like calm my nerves a little bit, loosen up, but really just focus on the show and focus on the performance and because we're there to entertain and show these fans like, hey, like this band is focused and they're professional and keep it professional. So I think that's really all I do is just to keep my voice loosened up. Sing. I sing a lot and I like just to keep because your voice is a muscle, so I sing a lot. So just to keep it loose, and then maybe a couple of alcoholic beverages right before I go on.
You stay away from dairy, right?
What's that?
Stay away from dairy.
Yeah, no dairy. No, yeah, I can't. No. All the one thing I've been doing lately is it's either a shot or 2 shots of Jameson because it opens my throat up, and man, I have some of the best shows when I do that. So like I'm like, man, I can feel my scream tonight. rocking tonight, you know. So that's cool. Oh, I have to eat, dude.
Well, hey, anyway, listen, I'm about to head out, but I
Okay.
appreciate you having me, and thank
No
you to all the
problem.
viewers that came out or that just listening online on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're listening from. Really appreciate you, and come out and see both of these bands. Come out and see Detest the Throne. Come out and see Black Market Currency, and hopefully come see us together at some point. Because it's
Right
gonna be
on.
a kick-ass show.
We'll put on
And
another one, man, for sure.
I look forward to doing it with you soon, man. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for having us, Robert.
Thanks for coming.
All right,
Goodbye.
brother. Take care.
Have a good night. So, do you have any messages for your fans?
Messages, like,
Yeah, like
what do you mean?
something you would like to say to them?
Do you have anything?
Bear with us. We've got a lot of stuff in the works. You know, you hear a lot of people say this all the time, but I can really tell. Come out to their songs, try to keep you know, in the mainstream.
You made it?
Yes.
I'll just say, basically, yeah, like he said, the caveat off of Chris is there's some material content we're getting ready to release, and so just be patient with us. And my main message would be just to be to the fans is just be yourself,
It's good, bro.
have a good time, come to the shows, come support local music, come support us.
Simple, right?
Come hang out with us, and just enjoy yourself. And because it's all about the music at the end of the day, it's not about what my agenda is or what your agenda is. The music is what brings us together. So, just to our fans, we are honored. We're thankful. Thank you for everything that you guys do for us and in supporting us. And just always 100%, just be yourself and just when you don't know what to do, say fuck it. We'll go live. There you go. Yeah, we love it. Definitely love it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. For sure.
So, if you could pick 3 items to bring back from the 90s, what would they be?
Ooh, 3 items from the 90s. What would they be? Oh, wow. So they
got discounts that do stuff for
Did he say no cell phones?
Yeah.
Okay. I could somewhat hear you. Sorry.
I don't know if they still have what's that soda? Was it Tab? Tab. Could bring back Tab.
You could find it. You could find it. So I mean,
yeah. And then what's that orange powder that your mom used to make?
Tang.
Tang. I don't even know if Tang.
You can still
You
get
can
that
still
now.
find Tang.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm just not out at the stores. Oh yeah, VCR. I'd bring back a VCR in a heartbeat. Laser disc. Yes.
Laser disc.
Yeah.
So what was that oh shit moment on stage? Like in a good way, not like
where we just kept playing and something happened, like technical difficulties.
No, I mean technical difficulties always happens here and there, but I'm saying like that moment that people are saying back to you,
Oh,
or a fan
um,
did something, you're like, no.
so a oh shit moment for me, and I don't know if I'm sure Chris remembers this. Is we had an older gentleman, like I started to entice the crowd to start moshing, and so I was like, "Don't be scared, don't be scared." And an older gentleman tried to start the pit, and he tripped, or someone pushed him, and he fell
Oh,
straight into the floor monitor and just took out almost his eye, right, and just gashed above his, was it above his eye or in his cheek? Right under his eye. It was a giant gash. And the band played on. We couldn't stop. And we're playing, they're moshing, the crowd's going nuts. This is at Ground Zero in
after I'm so,
Spartanburg, South Carolina.
oh,
And we were all like, it was a good and a bad oh shit, because we're like, dude, somebody just got destroyed in our mosh pit. But like, so that was an oh shit for me. I don't know about your oh shit moment.
I have right. You know, you deep dive into everyone, right? Every morsel, right? Let me see.
Yeah,
You know,
the energy, like the energy that we put off as a band, it just
yeah.
makes the crowd go even crazier. So it's like we're going hard, we're headbanging, we're just going 100%, and then we look out, and then you just see the crowd just, it's like a horde of like zombies going at each other. So it's like that's awesome to watch the fans just go as crazy as with as much energy as we're going with. So that's pretty sweet.
so I was,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say last month. Yeah, it was last month. So I'm taking photos inside of the pit because
Hmm.
there was too many photographers. I couldn't, whatever. So I'm taking photos. As soon as I hear circle pit, you see my big ass run. I'm
Nice.
doing my thing. I'm doing what I have to do.
Yeah.
Freaking great freaking photos. But I'm saying in general, like I heard circle pit, my ass ran the hell out of there real quick. I was like, nope, not today. I was like, nope,
Yeah.
not today.
Yeah, we do that in a few of our songs where we'll start calling out circle pits. So and I'll see like people like oh crap, like they don't realize what's gonna happen. Some people don't even know what a circle pit is. It's like their first show. So like what's happening?
There's a part in one of our songs, like one of the only thrashy parts we do, like most of one of our songs. It seems like every time that part
Right?
Yeah,
starts the circle.
yeah. Just to get that circle pit going.
It's like a
I mean, like I've been in there before, but I'm just saying in general, like I'm turning 40 this year. No, like I do what I have to do and I get the hell out. Like
Yeah.
it's you know,
Yeah, I'm
it's a
41, man, and
it's
and
It's a healthy guy.
I'll have a little bit of alcohol in me, and we'll be at a show that we're not even playing or something, and I think I'm still 21, and I'll go in the pit, and
yep,
I'm like, why did I go in there?
yep, yep,
Why
yep.
did I go in?
But here's the thing: the pit is not how it used to be. No, as
No,
us growing up,
no. There's a
you're not
lot
a
more stuff going on in there now.
you are not a ninja. Like you do not
Yeah, I
need to
was gonna
kick
say
things in the air. You do not need to do a handstand or a backflip. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, I'll see I'll see the hardcore kids, and they're doing their hardcore dancing, and I'd be at a show before, and like I'm not mocking them, but like I do these like dumb little things where I'm just like, oh, I'll pretend like I'm gonna go bowling, and I'll go in the middle of the mosh pit and start bowling, like or doing like a volleyball spike or something, and they're just looking at me like,
Like I don't. Like, you quote me if I'm wrong. I don't remember when it started to be like that.
oh
Like
man, Yeah, punk and hardcore. Probably when I first saw it, when I started going to shows in like the late '90s and early 2000s at
Yeah.
Tremont Music Hall in Charlotte, there was a lot of hardcore bands coming out, like Poison the Well and like 18 Visions and bands like that. And you'd go to their shows and Prayer for Cleansing, and they would just thrash kids, and you just see kids getting pummeled and kicked in the face, punched in the face. And I'm a metal guy. I'm not a hardcore guy, so I'm like, hey, we're supposed to hit each other, right? Not punch and kick, you know. So I was confused.
No, like I mean, yeah, growing up, yeah, I
What's up, Ryan?
yeah, like New Jersey hardcore, New York hardcore, yeah, but like it wasn't.
No, I wasn't as violent as it is now. For
You
sure.
just you push people in, you push people out, you crowd surf, you lock hands and twirl. I mean, not twirl, but like I'm trying. Maybe that's not the right word for it, but yeah, like those were the days.
Right. Yeah, it's a
And
whole
now
new
I'm
era
like,
now.
All about that life shit, right?
I'm going to a show. I think February 28th, and I know that there's not going to be a mosh pit for them. So like, I'm cool. I'll take my photos. No. I'm like one of the bands. I don't think there's one of them. One that's on the bill. I don't think there's going to be, but times have changed. There could be.
Right. Depends on how rowdy people want to get to. Because like they'll be like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool," and then it's not.
Regardless, it's going to be on a Tuesday night, so I don't know how.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to bring the fucking ruckus. But
Yeah, I gotta go to work the next day.
Maybe a Wednesday night, maybe a Thursday night, but not on a Tuesday night. I don't see it being a ruckus coming out.
We played Tuesday shows and there's like 15 people and 3 of them are
Like I get it. They're coming through on a Tuesday because they have to be somewhere else.
Yeah, the next day. Yeah.
So like it was like one of the like a pop-up show or an off show, whatever. But like I don't see anybody throwing down on a Tuesday.
Yeah, we're just standing here minding our business, man. Like, we just not just stand here.
Yeah.
Right on.
So do you guys have any like weird food combinations you love?
Weird food combinations.
Yeah.
I know I do some weird stuff with food because like have developed these habits over the years, but I put ranch and Parmesan on my spaghetti, and I've done that since I was like 12 years old.
Okay.
The way I eat a chicken wing is traditional because if you say you're gonna go with boneless wings, they're not real wings. It's a chicken nugget.
Okay.
I put the whole flat in my mouth and just pull all the meat off at one time. Like that's how I eat them. Yeah. But weird food combinations. I don't know, man.
We kind of got older, like our digestive tract don't.
Trying to think of just something that does not go together that I would put together. No, you don't put sugar on spaghetti.
Who said that?
Okay, my kids are here.
Oh, okay. Hi, kids.
I'm like, okay, get your stuff.
I like ranch on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I do. I do put a lot of ranch on stuff. Okay. Ranch everything.
That's not that weird.
It's not that weird.
No.
Like
ooh, I do put ketchup all over my breakfast, all of it, like the eggs, the bacon, the sausage, everything. Just mash it all up. Yeah. I put hot sauce on everything.
Okay.
We're not. I guess we're not that weird as far as food goes.
Well, things people don't want to hear, right? Doesn't make you mad.
All right, I love you guys.
So at this time, would you like to promote what's going on?
Yeah. So February 11th, we're playing at Ground Zero with Ryan. Just said what's up a little bit ago with Until They Bleed, Mafia, shoot on sight, and who am I forgetting? Oh, dang it.
If Ryan's still here, you should put it down there. Hi.
But yeah, that's my daughter, Gabriella.
Hi.
So yeah, February 11th we'll be playing at Ground Zero, promoting it. That's one of our bigger shows. I want to give a shout out to Mick Minshow from Ground Zero. He's heck of a guy. Love that dude. He told me straight up, I build bands here, and that's what I do. And he's always been for the band. So Ground Zero. We got. We have any other shows in February?
No more shows in February.
Our new single we're getting ready to put out. We're getting ready to shoot the music video for it, The Last Hour of Regret. So look out for that as well. Coming out soon. So and then we'll be shooting for the EP in hopefully April or May. Hopefully.
Okay.
And then we just got it. Once this February shows start, we're nonstop. We're booked all the way till May, the end of May. So we're going to Pittsburgh. We're going to Cleveland. We're going to Texas. There's a lot of different traveling spots we're going. We are playing in Charlotte as well, but we're trying to keep that on like a rotation, 3 or 4 month rotation of only playing here once every couple of months. So,
yeah.
But come out to the shows. Fans, if you guys want to hang out, come talk to us. We're very approachable. We're
Merch table.
We'll be at the merch table or the bar. Basically just stay humble, stay metal, and come rock out with us, man. Have a good time, and that's what it's all about, is being a big metal family. So yeah, right on.
Do you want to drop?
I have a lot of likes when I go back.
What's up?
Do you want to drop all your socials?
Oh yeah.
We're on Facebook.
Yeah. We're on YouTube. Yeah, so you can go on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, YouTube. We have a music video. Dawning of the Veil is on there, and then here soon, The Last Hour of Regret will be released as well on those platforms as well. So
we'll post our shows accordingly. And
that's all funny.
That's about it.
Just want to send another reminder. This is on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch at Concert Rob, and I would like to thank you guys for the time, and do not forget to subscribe.
Yeah, we'll subscribe, man. Thank you very much.
Have a great night, guys.
All right, take care.
have a great night.
Bye-bye.